everybody. I'm just waiting for a moment for the moderator to jump on, and we will start tonight's transmission. Thank you for being here. I was just letting the moderator know that I was ready to go, and I wanted to quickly introduce myself if you are new to my channel. My name is Sarah. I am active on most socials at Sarah Descending, same handle that I'm working on here. I am a depth and quantum energy work practitioner and offer a number of modalities. Hey, Mr. No One, thank you for being here. I offer a number of modalities in my energy work practice, very, very earth-based and quantum, cosmic, extra dimensional as well. So all together, I focus on gently assisting people through my alchemical way making magic to remember and become who they really are. This happens in a number of ways, but it is an absolute honor always to stand as sacred witness and participate in the sacred space holding that I offer through the container that I have worked to cultivate into becoming, or into remembering that I already was. So anyway, welcome. Tonight I'm just going to flow a little bit with the true quantum Akash as a conduit stream. And I'm also going to offer one, we're doing one individual mini reading, and I'll be doing a transmission and kind of just a talk on whatever the Akash as an aspect of spirit would like me to speak on. So I'm just kind of settling into the space. I've already set the container. Sometimes I feel led to set the container more formally with you and invite you in. I'm actually going to do that here in a few minutes once I'm ready to begin the individual session. It's really important that people begin to work with time and understand what time is. And I work extensively with the substance of time. And what I need to tell you is that time is indeed a construct. It is a creation, and we created it. Has it been used against us or like against the collective? Yeah, probably so. It probably has. You don't have to consent to anything time related that doesn't feel right to you, and you can revoke your consent to many things, such as dis-ease, age-related dis-ease at any time. See what I did there? Anytime. Anyway, time has been coming up a lot. I work extensively with time in 2020 as the world imploded and a timeline died. I began seeing time. So I inherently, immediately knew that what I was being shown was time. And I was actually still deconstructing an old pattern of belief and really rapidly accelerating into the fullness of myself, a process that continues. But I very, very quickly was shown time as a substance. It is malleable. We can mold it. We weave it. We can correct it. So timeline correction is something I do quite a bit of in my work. Today, my two closest energy work collaborators and I were initiated into a more expanded and more intricate version of timeline correction that was compared to the psychic and energetic surgery that we were trained in by the spiritual lineages that we were part of early on in our work. And this was very interesting, and I look forward to continuing to offer this, allow this to expand. And I wanted to offer to you that time is here to work with you. Ultimately, to be clear, we decided we did not want to have to be here for 1,000 years or more than 1,000 years. We created time as something to work in and work with while we participated in this realm of learning, shall we say. So I'll leave it at that. I just want to encourage you to be open to the energies as they present themselves. Again, I guess what I'm being led to mention is for anyone new here. Also, if we have to delete messages, it's very likely you will be removed from the chat and from the channel. So you need to be on your best behavior. There's not any questions about where I live. If you followed my social media, you would know approximately where I live. I've even spoken about it on this channel. So if the moderator has to delete your messages, you're very close to being removed. So, and I'm clear on that. Like, no questions. You listen to the broadcast, to the stream, you participate as appropriate within the chat. Inappropriate comments will be reported to YouTube, and those who are being inappropriate will be blocked and banned, and I will share with other people that are prominent and growing on YouTube as well. So that said, where was I? Be open to the energies that present themselves. A benevolent energy or a benevolent spiritual being will always respect your free will and sovereignty. They will not force themselves on you. We've talked about that some here, and that is part of how you can know. That's part of how you can know whether or not it is aligned and potentially a benevolent, authentic, and suitable collaboration or partnership. Hi, Truth Wave. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I enjoyed stopping in this morning. I really like what you're doing. Anyway, so I've been working with time, and there was a whole lot that has come through lately about that the Akash is asking me to share about the planetary body or cosmic body, cosmic plane, planet, realm, whatever you choose to call it, of Saturn, and Saturn as it's associated with time. And essentially what I wrote about this a little bit today, but what you have heard in typical spiritual spaces is not accurate. And this is actually an energy that is many of us are working with as people called to rewrite, weave, shift, correct, repair time. Time is part of the creation construct that we are in. It's part of this hologram. So that said, the Akash seemed to really want me to flow on that for a few minutes. I'm really glad you're here. There may be a little bit more collective transmission to share at the end. I want to mention that as I closed my eyes, a penguin, I actually saw a penguin. And I'm just going to offer that it's feeling to me like a penguin is showing up as a potential archetypal power animal or archetypal animal energy that somebody here is being offered connection with. So I wanted to offer that because I don't think I've ever seen a penguin in any of my energetic work. So that might be relevant or important to one of you. I am going to shift now. And like I said, I already set the container, so I'm not going to read my decree at this time. The moderator and I have already built a container of peace, protection, clarity, and wisdom. And we are, Mr. No One and I are inviting you into this container now. And as I do this, I'm shifting consciousness states to connect with the true and quantum Akash on behalf of the client tonight. This is an individual mini reading, and these readings are typically available when I go live. I would say right now, on average, they're available 2 to 3 times a week. It's one of the only low ticket ways to work with me. Your name is kept anonymous. I'm just calibrating and shifting in and connecting with the Akash spirit. On behalf of this client, I'm receiving permission and the blessing of the Akash to bring this through for her. I'm seeing significant purple and pink swirling. Those who have watched my videos or had a session with me before know that purple, that the true purple frequency is something that the Akash offers a lot when somebody is going through an initiation about sovereignty. So purple is the color of like a regal fullness of self, accepting one's power and autonomy, authority, being complete within the self. So that's what the purple, and I'm actually seeing it swirl like a vortex or torus of beautiful purple energy. The pink is immediately, I'm hearing that in this case for this individual, the pink is connected to compassion. The compassion of the Christ, the compassion of the middle way, the compassion of the heart. So there is an aspect of love that you are being softened into receiving. A lot of times with a massive expansion into the heart of the mother, I associate that with typically a really brilliant emerald green and sometimes some gold or yellow accents. Always is an initiation into the heart of the mother, as Gaia, as Tara, as Earth. In my work here, the pink feels like there's a softening prior to that kind of a calling, a softening into the love that you are and the love that the entire universe would like to share with you as one of its beloveds. So that's coming up as really, really important. There is more heart space, growth, and expansion that is available and waiting for you. But you have to get through, you have to accept the love that you are and the love that is being shared first in order to get into the calling, the actual calling and initiatory path of the way of the mother's heart. And also I'm supposed to add, the Akash is asking me to add, when I'm saying mother, I'm talking about the mother creatress impulse, and that does not mean there's no yang or masculine or electric energy involved. It is a name for the all. And so there is an aspect of that I can see that you're working with and dealing with right now that is needing to soften into this and do some heart healing related to how men or masculine energy has shown up in your life, and maybe where you've been harmed or been failed by that type of energy. And it's really in connecting with your own heart and accepting the love of the true, benevolent, real father impulse, the father God impulse, the Christed energy of the solar masculine, is how you're going to be able to reconcile within yourself and connect with that energy that's just as much a part of you as is the yin or feminine expression of the body that you're in right now. I hope that's helpful. I know that it's a lot. I can see that you are at a crossroads or a threshold. The Akash is just wanting me to share that there's so much compassion for you. There is so much support. I'm seeing this is a bear. I'm seeing a white bear, but it's not a polar bear. This, again, we have metaphysical animal archetypal energies that aren't always comparable to living animals that we have on Earth. But there's a really friendly, very, very tall, and more slender than I would picture a bear usually, white bear present as part of your loved ones or soul family, soul connections that are supportive energies for you in your own Akashic chamber right now. And anyway, like, this bear was just wanting me to convey the unconditional love that is available to you when you can release and relax into the flow of that which you already are, which is unconditional love. And that it is time to begin looking at some of the what we would call heart wall that is composed of multiple trapped emotions. It's time to very gently begin to evaluate what is coming up for release. And this bear wants me to say he's representing grandfather, the true grandfather energy for you right now, is wanting me to remind you. And I know this can be such a really hard integration and a hard thing to accept, but I'm being asked to remind you that forgiveness is for the self. And right now, if you hold on to unforgiveness, it is essentially hardening yourself from your own love and from your own grace and from the connections that you are so deeply desiring right now. So that's what the Akash is showing me. I'd be happy to work with you more deeply if it felt aligned. There are numerous things that could be helpful, but you do have to choose this. You have to choose the path of being ready to address and move through these things so that you can become so much and so much more of who you really are. So that's coming up. That's the crossroads that you're at right now. Just feeling into what else is here. There is a lovely, the word that's coming to my mind is like Victorian era ancestor. She's in a lovely white gown, hair is in an updo, just really, she's blonde. Just one of your, I'm just waiting to ask. This is an ancestor in the body, like to the body that you're in now. She is present in your Akash as a healthy and vibrant ancestral energy that is offering to support you in the clearing work for your lineage that you came to do for that aspect of your line. So I'm going to offer that you'll want to feel into which of your 4 grandparents' line she is from. If we were working together in a one-on-one in-depth session privately, I would explore that more with you, but you're going to want to connect with her as aligned because you did come here to be the cycle breaker and to clear a lot of ancestral trauma and even these lineage patterns that tend to get passed down, as well as lineage trapped emotions. And that's something that I do in soul guided emotional release. I help clients with that. So you are being called to really focus on trapped emotions that the heart and liver are both helping you to hold and maintain in the body. They are ready to begin the release. Your body is telling me it's time to release. Down the road, so I'm kind of looking at the timelines. I'm looking at timelines that are close to your body in this Akashic chamber, which, by the way, looks like a pearl. So your particular aspect of the living, organic, loving consciousness web of all things that is the primary substance of the Akasha. The inside of it looks like a pearl to me, like where I'm accessing this information at. And remember, a pearl is created via some kind of an irritant. Hold on to that and apply that to your experiences that you've been having. There is a lot of resentment that is no longer serving anybody, and it's keeping you from peace and feeling deep joy. I'm just being shown, I'm being reminded of something I wrote early this morning about during times of deep grief or deep anger, the joy and the bliss are always there. And they're always both available. They're always all being offered to us. And if you are going through a time of grief, you need to allow the joy to be part of your experience and expression as well. And it feels like that is coming up as relevant for you. And so that was a little aside, and they're talking to me. Yeah, go back to the timelines. Okay, timeline spirals. Back to the timeline spirals that I was beginning to view a moment ago. There is a calling. I understand you're younger, and there's time, but there is a calling to develop heart-womb coherence. You've already been working some on heart-mind. The mind isn't yet fully matured or integrated enough for that to need to be a primary focus at this time. And it is from coming fully into the heart and the womb and developing an ongoing, close, really deep connection that you are going to later be able to integrate. Instead of little m, egoic, unintegrated mind. And there's nothing wrong with ego. It's our individuation, which is required here on Earth right now. But I'm talking about like the unintegrated kind of shadow looping thoughts, obsessive patterning that you're experiencing in the mind. Some of that could be addressed in quantum clearing. However, a lot of it is going to come with a mature embodiment. And how you get embodiment is by being in the body. And so right now, down the line in the timeline spirals I'm viewing within the Quantum Akash, there is opportunity in the next 6 years for you to really work on developing a heart-womb coherence. In 5 of the 6 timelines, this becomes something that you focus on quite a bit, which would be fabulous. However, in order to do that, you're going to have to allow the beautiful compassion, unconditional love of the pink energy that opened the session, and then move into the massive emerald green frequency and essence that is the initiation into the heart of the mother. So I wanted to offer that as something that is coming up for you. Let's see. Also, in 7 years, 3 months in most of the timelines that are near to being created within your field, there is a soul that would like to come in through you. I'm seeing this infinite soul would most likely present as male, born as a male, a baby boy. I'm seeing him, in lots of different ages, phases, stages, incarnations, and he would like me to tell you that despite how things feel right now, it's all worth it, and it all works out in the end, and that there is no end, and that death is an illusion, and you have known him, and he has known you in all kinds of different ways for a very long time, and outside of time too. So he just wanted to say hello. His soul is present right now as one of the energetic supports, as part of the soul connection, soul family, loved ones that are in your Akash. So I'm going to feel into things a bit more, making sure, so from a physical health perspective, making sure that you are taking time to nourish yourself well, preparing healthy meals, even if you're only cooking for yourself, is important. I'm being shown, the white bear is showing me that this is meditative for you. It's important. It's an important way to have a active meditation. So cooking healthy meals, you can, batch cook if you don't want to cook every day, make enough for 3 or 4 days. There is a need for it feels like iron, but that can be very tricky. So I'll just recommend that energetically, that's what I'm picking up on, with a reminder that I expect everyone to follow their own guidance and do their own research. So with that said, also a need for, I am seeing that you exercise. I'm going to recommend no more than 3 runs per week. The 5 or 6 you're at right now is detrimental currently to the nervous system and adrenals. I'm seeing back it down to about 3 per week. You can replace the others with elliptical, or I like the one, what do they call it, the arc trainer. Walking, I mean, always walking. Everybody should be walking. Everyone who is physically able to walk, needs to walk more. So you can even just, the runs that you pause, just replace with walking. There is a need for a little more sodium. There are some headaches that may be alleviated by addressing sodium and other mineral levels. Consider bone density. I'm just going to offer that. That's that's a phrase that they're saying for me to offer. There is a beautiful recommendation coming in from all of the energies together who have presented themselves as helpers and energetic support today for you to begin the process of working with your heart and allowing the pink energy of unconditional love and accepting that you are one of the universe's beloveds, by dealing with what's been going on with your sister. So there is definitely some tension. It feels like this may be a long held pattern, but that perhaps there was a recent event that exacerbated what's been going on. It is time to address that. It is through addressing it that you are going to be able to feel empowered. You're going to set some parameters, a boundary, maybe even, I'm seeing maybe even drawing a line in the sand. And through doing that, you in standing up and being your own advocate are then going to be able to more allow the lovely pink energy that I was seeing, for the unconditional love. So it's actually through loving yourself and being your own best advocate and your own friend and your own protector, and of course radical self-accountability and responsibility and authenticity always, that you're going to really make big strides in the current kind of things with the current things that are going on. So let's see, I'm just going to see if there's anything else. There's a recommendation if interested. If you're looking for like a career change or even just a different job, animals are very near and dear to you. And if you haven't realized that yet, you're going to soon. And I'm actually being shown like a local zoo or some kind of a wildlife park or facility as being a job that could bring both peace and movement, connection and compassion. So I'll offer that. And it's specifically in a house with some of the great apes. That's what I'm seeing as being super aligned. So check out, I'm not sure where you're from, I can't remember, but look at potential openings at the local zoo or some similar place and see if that's something that aligns if you are indeed in need of work or in need of a change. I don't think it would be forever, but for a couple of years, it feels like it might be something that was really healthy and nourishing for you. So, I'm just feeling into things and thanking the energies present. They really want me to close your Akashic portion with the idea again that the pearl, this beautiful pearl that is your personal Akashic chamber, part of the organic weaving web of life, pearls are created by an irritant. Take this, whatever it is, all of it, and use it as a catalyst to create better and new and to make yourself and to make your life and to understand that you are co-creating and co-rendering, creating every moment, and you can receive your sovereignty and continue doing that and magnify your intention to then magnetize the life you want. So Pearl is really coming up strongly for you. And thank you so much for booking with me. allowing me to read for you. Again, I'm just thanking all of the energies that participated and helped today. And now I'm going to say that that record, or that aspect of the True and Quantum Akash, is moving on, and it's closed, and I'm no longer, it's closed. It's not ever closed, but I am no longer accessing it. And we are closing that portion of the session. And now I'm going to come back over here into this reality, fully grounded in this reality, but also flowing with the streams I work with, and see if there's anything else to talk about. So give me just a moment. It's really, really important that sleep continue to be prioritized for everybody, but especially for those of us in this work. There is so much happening while we are asleep. There's so much happening while we are awake that even if we are not consciously aware that we are participating in, we absolutely are. If you haven't watched the video from 2 nights ago, it is fairly it's fairly deep. It's very nuanced and layered, but the live I did 2 nights ago is important in regards to informing realities and how realities stack and layer and inform one another. And it feels like somebody here would benefit from checking that out, to be aware that we are in all the layers of reality. So even if you are awake and you are mostly here in this body, or the consciousness that belongs in this body is in it, there is so much more of you that doesn't just hang out in this body, that you are in constant, whether you know it or not, connection and communication with. And there's so much going on in the energetic realms that we need to be sleeping and we need to be rested, because we are the shift. And I've talked about that at length here. We are the shift, and we are who we seek, and we are also who is engaged in a spiritual war. And I'm not going to talk about any of the conspiracy theory stuff because it's not actually relevant. All of this stuff about like the new age cage, love and light, pop spirituality is not relevant to my work. In fact, I spend a lot of time determining what's trash and how we can help people initiate out of it. But there is a real spiritual war that's happening, and we are all engaged in it, and sleep is coming up as such a priority. If you are having trouble sleeping, it happens to me too. I would like to recommend, the Akash would like me to recommend working with a variety of herbs to see which one may be aligned as sleep support for you. And I can give you a list of herbs that should help as relaxants or whatever. But the thing is that each plant can work with you individually and have mechanisms of action and energetic agreements that have very little to do with what you would read if you picked up an herbalism book or did a Google search. So I want to encourage you to work on this. Somebody here needs to consider B6 as P5P, not synthetic. I'm going to offer that. It helps, and you can go read about how that is a precursor to some other things. And I'm really trying hard to be careful with how I deliver this kind of information, because we do think there's been some restriction if I talk at length about intuitive health-related matters. Salt, does what you tell it to. It is energetically, spiritually supportive, and it is foundational to our body. We need it. I'm getting that there's quite a bit within the collective right now of low sodium intake. I really, really recommend reading up on safe and accessible ways, brands, and making sure that you are getting enough. There has been an uptick in sneaky, underhanded, very subtle energetic attacks. There are certain groups of parasitic energies that are getting more skilled at attempting to access those of us, like the greater group of consciousness and energetic spaces, who have really done a lot of initiating work. So do be aware, it can be very subtle. It's often opportunistic. So that came up in a private session today where something really had happened to a client. However, it wasn't like there had been a long plot or plan. This person is very clarified and very powerful. There was a split second where there was an opening, and then opportunistic parasites took the opening. So do be aware it's coming up, to make sure you're engaging in just regular energy clearing. So that's something I would recommend. And to be really gentle, like please be gentle with yourself and be gentle with other people. Somebody close to me has been exceptionally intense emotionally this week. I would recommend that you give lots of grace to those that you see experiencing this. A lot of times they don't understand what or why, what's bothering them or why they're upset. So there's a big group of people right now who maybe didn't, wake up when you did, who are coming into higher states or more expanded states of awakening or awareness or whatever. And they're becoming aware that we're in a waking dream, I guess we might say, or that this is the reality is not what they've been told it is. And some people have varying responses to this. And so be gentle, and understand that you are here as essentially a way shower, or a way maker, a path paver during the time of the shift back to what I'm calling ancient future Tara Earth. So we are here to stand as sacred witness, as the Earth Mother goes through her own process that is both outside of us and includes us. So we have been invited to be a part of her process right now, is how I understand it. This is happening regardless. And she certainly, there's a lot going on with the Atlantean recall that I've had, and that we're all here doing some stuff for clearing karmic patterns that carried over from that cataclysm. But she has certainly been very forbearing with humanity. And gosh, why have we had so many messages? Why have we had so many messages that the moderator has had to hide? Again, I just want to be really clear. If messages have to be hidden, you're gonna get booted. So, absolutely not okay. Anyway, for those who are present for legitimate reasons, coming up to be aware of being in deep compassion and grace for yourself and others. I am seeing with some of the younger people right now, this could be children, all of the children who are incarnate right now are very, very empathetic and sensitive to energies in a way that is more than I think most of us experienced when we were children growing up. We have an just absolutely amazing collective of beings. They're assisting in the shift, and they're part of the team who is here to do extensive, massive soul retrieval. And I've talked about this before. We are retrieving not just human souls, but um, lots of fragments and fractals of soul or consciousness that have been lost or stolen. And that is a big part of why we are here right now. And it is sacred, it is hard. We are both the demolition team and the birth team. We are here to perform alchemy on such an intensely important and massive level. And the source impulses are guiding us and helping us with this. And ultimately, here now, we need to follow the lead and the requests of the Earth Mother and steward as we are asked to do so, while we treasure and value what we came to do, which is to dismantle the systems that are harming all of us and rebirth anew as we shift back to Tara. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for jumping on. I am sending you so much love and compassion, and really appreciate all of the energies that assisted today, especially for the client. And if you would like to work with me, there are links here in the chat. There are links in like the YouTube bio. I would be happy. Oh, hi Stardust. I think Stardust is Wendy. Hi Catherine. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you'd like to work with me, there are links around. Again, if you're new here and you want to follow me on social media, I'm most active on Twitter. My main account, again, is at Sarah Descending. If you would like to access a session with me, you can book that on my Stan store. However, for tomorrow only, I am offering mini marketing Akashic sessions, and that's where you would meet with me one-on-one for a reduced rate. It's about $70 for 30 minutes, $100 for tomorrow only for 45, in order to get a session with me, and we would share a segment of it online. And sometimes these are edited. If the client is comfortable, sometimes we will share the raw footage. So that's a little bit lower ticket way to connect with me for tomorrow only. If you would like to do that, you can email me sarah.descending@proton.me, because that special is not listed on my store. And I have time, I think, for 2 or 3 of those tomorrow. But anyway, thank you for being here. I'm really grateful for your presence. And we will be doing a live again, probably on Sunday. Today's Friday. If we're feeling like it, maybe we will do one tomorrow too. Hard to say. I do go live on Twitter sometimes, not as much as I used to because we're moving over here, but that's where my primary audience is. So there's always an opportunity that I will, a potential opportunity for me to go live there. And I always announce when I'm doing it, but I will see you soon, and I look forward to connecting with you more. Talk to you later. Have a good night.